Today we're going to make some Betty Crocker Ultimate Chocolate Chip Cookies. We are in the camper and we do not have power, so we will be boondocking while trying to make these cookies. First things first, let's get the oven preheated to 375. We have the oven lit and it is preheating to 375. We have a small bowl and we are going to mix 2 1/4 cups of flour, and then I already have 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt in here. We're gonna mix this real quick just so everything is combined. And we'll set this aside. Next up, we have a large beating bowl, 1 cup of softened butter, and then we're gonna add the sugar as well and mix it. It's 3/4 cup of brown sugar and 3/4 cup of white sugar. So we're supposed to mix this until fluffy. I do not have my mixer because we don't have electricity, so I'm gonna just kind of do this by hand. We do have electricity. We don't have enough electricity to power my power mixer. Everything seems to be pretty well combined. It's a little fluffy, so we're going to start adding in our flour mixture to our butter and sugar mixture. There's still a couple of big chunks of brown sugar, so I'm trying to get those broken down. One of the reasons why the dough is a little dry is because I forgot to add my eggs. So I'm going to add it before I add the rest of the flour mixture. And hopefully this will get things a little bit moving along. Next is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I don't think adding it in a different order is really going to make much of a difference. I believe if we had left it out completely, then we might not have the fluffiest, best cookies we've ever tasted. So we'll keep doing what we're doing. The last little bit of flour goes in. tell you, without a stand mixer, this is a little bit more difficult than I expected. Alright. Next, we're going to add 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate. Also, 12-ounce bag is considered 2 cups. I'm going to start stirring this up, and then I did bring nuts, so we're going to add a cup of chopped walnuts as well. So next we're gonna put them on our cookie sheet. Because we are in the camper, we don't have a full-size cookie sheet, so I'm gonna use a half-size cookie sheet. I do like to line my cookie sheet with parchment paper because I believe that is much easier than trying to scrape cookies off of a hot pan. And the way I do it is I just kind of fold down the parchment paper to the side of the pan. Okay. Now we're going to add them 1 spoonful at a time. My dough is a little dry today. We're in Colorado, high altitude, pretty dry dough all the time. So the best thing to do is to drop them and make sure they're about the same size, so that they all spread out pretty evenly. I like to sort of alternate them so you get a little bit more on one cookie sheet. Alright, that's probably as good as we're going to get, so 5 at a time. This will be a slow process, but since it's just Nick and I, we don't tend to eat a lot of cookies, especially all at once, so what I like to do is make a couple cookies, enjoy the cookies, and then take the rest of the dough and freeze it. You can freeze them in balls, which is easier, so you can just take a cookie and set however many out you want to bake and bake them at that time. Or you can freeze the whole thing of cookies and defrost them at a later date and then bake the rest of the cookies. It's really up to you. Alright, put this in. And then these should take 8 to 10 minutes to bake. It's been about 10 minutes. I've cleaned up the whole kitchen, and now it's time to take the cookies out of the oven. They're a little bit golden brown around the edges, so I think they're probably right where they need to be, because once you take them out, they'll continue baking for just a few more minutes. I've also raised the glass lid on the stove because we're going to use that as our wire rack to cool off the cookies, and I want to make sure that we don't break the glass top. Alright, so let's get them out of the oven. As you can see, they're kind of starting to brown up around the edges. So I'm going to turn the oven off because this is all that we're going to cook today are these 5 cookies. We will let these cool for a few minutes, and then I don't have a wire rack, so we're going to use the stove as a wire rack. We'll take them off, let them continue to cool down until they're edible, and then we'll try them out and see how we did. If you enjoyed this, let us know, and let me know what you want us to cook next. We've never had an oven in our camper before. Our base camp only had a microwave, and obviously a stove. So we're used to barbecuing and stuff like that, but I do truly love to bake. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy baking bread and all kinds of desserts and that kind of stuff. So if there's something you want us to cook next, let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say, and we'll try new recipes. Here are the cookies after they cool. They look quite delicious, if I may say so myself. Now it's time to try a bite. These are very good. They taste just like baked at home. Thanks for watching.